Thank you. Hey, Tony. Hope you're well. When you returned for spring training, how did it feel just to be back out there with your team?
Yeah, it feels good. Coming off of last year, it feels good to, come into camp and see everybody and say hello to people you haven't seen since the last time we were on the field together.
And what can you say about just how strong this starting pitching rotation is?
I feel like we have a lot of depth. We got 7, 8 guys that I feel like can compete at the big league level, and we'll see what happens from there.
Thank you.
Next question from Juan Toribio. Go ahead.
Hey, Tony, what was just kind of your reaction when the team went out and signed Trevor? I mean, you mentioned the 7 or 8 guys, and you're going to be one of those guys competing for one of those spots. What was just kind of your overall reaction to that?
I didn't really react too hard. I just kind of thought like, all right, that's cool. Like, got another right-handed pitcher, someone who I've admired. I like the way that he pitches. I like how he uses all of his pitches and can mix, and the way he goes about how he practices and how he works and all that stuff. So it's just a great mind to pick and learn from.
Do you think this is kind of one of those competitions where it could kind of benefit everyone, just kind of step up their game a little bit, or how do you kind of see that?
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely adding him to the roster adds a little bit more competition to it, raises that bar of the level that you need to be at to, make this team and ideally, reach that starting rotation spot. But definitely just a good person to add.
And what are you kind of looking forward to do this spring? Any pitch in particular, or just kind of your overall game?
Just kind of work on my overall game, fastball command, again, making sure everything's spinning right, doing the things that I wanted to do, and then, ultimately using everything.
Awesome. Thank you.
Next question is from Claudia Gastro. Go ahead, Claudia.
Hey Tony, good morning. Great to see you. Just what you kind of were mentioning, but how difficult gets not only mentally but physically when you gotta compete for a spot in a very competitive group, for a rotation.
It's a lot of fun. I get to go out there and compete with big names and soon to be names and all that stuff. So it's a lot of fun to go out there and try to prove what I can do and do the best that I can do.
Thank you.
Next question is from Jorge Castillo. Go ahead.
Tony, what went into the number change?
Corey texted me this offseason. Came up from the Brewers, was wearing 46. Kind of politely requested if he could wear it, and he felt that if it was my choice, obviously, if I wanted to continue wearing it, he would have respected that. But I thought I'd only worn it for basically 1 year, so I figured it was not a big deal to me, and he could definitely wear it. Something that meant a lot more to him, I think, than it meant to me. So that's kind of what it was about.
You weren't compensated in any way?
I'm sorry?
You weren't compensated in any way? Sometimes.
No.
And then just going back to the playoffs last year, what did you learn about yourself and what you could do with this team? What did you learn about yourself in October?
Just to how important it is to compete every pitch. That you can't take a pitch off. You can't take an at bat off. You gotta go out there and attack every guy like they're the best hitter in the world, and give it everything that you can do or everything you got.
Thank you.
Next question is from Samuel Rodriguez. Go ahead.
All right, how are we doing today, sir?
Good.
I just want to know, coming off as the defending champs, how does it feel? Do you have the nerves coming into the defend this season, or how is it?
Yeah, I mean, it's nice that we won last year and everything. I think our focus is, this year and putting together the best 162 games that we can put together and, go into playoffs and then get the, whatever 11 wins in playoffs to take home the ring.
Next question is from Rowan Kavner. Go ahead.
Hey, Tony, just considering kind of how strange last year was and 60-game season and everything like that, does anything change for you in terms of just the ramp up for this year or having to be kind of aware of where your body's at after a short year ramping up like this?
I mean, yeah, obviously the goal is to play 162 games and be healthy for that at least, and then, go into playoffs and be healthy for all that as well. So
Yeah.